Welcome back, subscribers, and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion we're off to a township called Lismore. Lismore is a town in Victoria, Australia, located on the Hamilton Highway, 170 kilometres or 106 miles west of Melbourne. It is part of the Corangamite Shire local government area. The area was first settled by Europeans in 1840 when a John Brown was forced to stop to repair a wagon axle that broke when he attempted to ford a creek. Originally known by the first European settlers as Brown's Water Holes, it was surveyed in 1852 and was renamed Lismore. It is thought it was named after Lismore in County Waterford, Ireland. Lismore had developed to include a public house and a number of houses. Lismore since grew to become a prosperous service town for the surrounding fine wool producing properties. The town and surrounding area produce wool, lamb, cereals, oilseed canola, and businesses include 3 cafes, a hotel, a B&B, a service station, a grain dealer, a farm machinery dealer, a stock and station agent, a post office, a newsagent, a sawmill, several craft shops, and a supermarket. There is a community health centre with a visiting doctor. There is also a swimming pool and several playgrounds. And not forgetting the golf course. The Lismore Post Office opened on the 1st of December 1864. Notable people from Lismore include Gordon Bryant, a Labor politician and minister in the Whitlam government, Tony Street, a Liberal politician and minister in the Fraser government, Olympic silver medalist Jai Wallace in trampolining, and musician Simon Hussey, who was a multi-instrumentalist, songwriter, arranger, record producer and audio engineer, and had connections with James and David Rain of Australian Crawl and Darryl Braithwaite, ex-Sherbet, to name a few. Now, if I've erred in any corrections that need to be made, either in the pronunciation or the information provided, by all means, make a note of it in the comments, which would be great. But without further ado, let's make our way to Lismore. Just a brief history in relation to this red steam locomotive. Its original number was D732, built at the Victorian Railway Newport workshops in 1917, and over time, with modifications, it was reclassified as D3671 as you see it now. As we fly over, you will notice a number of churches of historic significance. We will, at street level, have a closer look at them a little bit later in the video. Our next location is the Lismore Flax Mill, which was built in 1942 and closed in 1953. This place employed about 80 people, 40 being men, 40 being women, and they mainly manufactured sort of sheets, tablecloths, clothing, and in particular military clothing items. Our next point of interest is the Lismore Railway Station, or what's left of it. You can see that there used to be a railway platform, there is a shed still there, and there is the sign that says Lismore. So let's have a look at the old, or what's left of it, Lismore Railway Station. Now, as I'm making my way off the platform, or what's left of it, I notice this vehicle on the right, and it's a classic for sure. I believe it to be around a 1960s Bedford tipper truck. So I'll let the drone go over and take a closer look. Our next location is a mural on a water tower and the cafe next door to it. Next, we have the bottle top house. Basically, back in the day, a gentleman had collected as many bottle tops as he could, most likely from the pub, I guess, and used it to render his home. After he'd placed them on the walls, he would get cement and render it on to give it more insulation. and protection from the elements. Our next stop is for me to take a lunch break, so it will be at the Lismore Hotel. Now, this hotel was built in 1912, and I sat down and had lunch with a pretty bird. So now it's after lunch, and directly across from the pub or the hotel is the old bakery, but also the old and original Lismore post office that's no longer in use. There is a new one, but this one, as mentioned earlier, was built on the 1st of December 1864. So now we've made our way to the first church, which is St. John's, which is a Catholic church, and it was built in 1922. The next church we visit is probably the oldest in Lismore, and it's the Lismore Presbyterian Church, which was built in 1864. This next building appears to be a church, but it's not. It's the Lismore Jubilee Memorial Hall, which was built in 1925. Here I am just highlighting some of the other cafes or establishment that one can go and eat from, and there are 2 service stations, which is a little bit unusual for a town this size. Our next location will be the Lismore Cemetery, where there had been quite a number of tragic events that have occurred in this town and in the surrounding areas of Victoria. As we approach the cemetery, on our left you will see 5 small headstones that indicate small headstones for children, and unfortunately this family had lost all 5 children within a 2-week period to the dreaded disease of diphtheria back in the day. They were not the only family that lost children, but this is one of the ones that lost the most amount. I believe the family had 8 children, the rest had survived, and they left the area and relocated to Gippsland. I do have to apologise for ending in such a sort of sad note, but it's important that we do make the most of life. And if you did like this video, by all means, give us that thumbs up. Please subscribe. Subscribing doesn't cost 1 cent, and it really does help out the channel. But most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day.